would put them in there in those foreign countries. It was started out by good intended people who had an idea of being able to save this planet had mankind really dropped the ball and almost completely destroyed it.
Seems like every good intention always seems to get co-opted by greedy people with their own private agendas, doesn't it?
Unfortunately, yes, and I just happen to be there to witness it.
So in speaking with people, going back to what Judith was talking about, taking the opportunity, I have to say that just going to pick up my meds, at the pharmacy, taking along the voter registration, and that sort of thing. And in a period of time, just walking to the pharmacy, talking to the pharmacist, walking out, I had, collected up 3 of the BGM, the vote by mail, and 1 voter registration. And it was occurred to me that if I were to be carrying around my snowstorm and stuff as well, and taking every opportunity, of talking to everybody that I run into during a day, it's amazing how many people we do talk to every day. It's just, do we want to engage, in that kind of a depth of conversation, I guess. So, making time to do it might be putting ourselves out there. And putting ourselves out there.
Well, to me, what the foreign personality is, which is we got to worry about our 50 states and 50 colonies and such, and then we're starting making an argument to deal with all which the lives we don't have any free to live. I just think.
I know you guys have been gathering signatures for a while now in Iowa. Can you share with us how many inspirational?
We have 1,200 verifiable signatures. Probably another 200 that would probably get thrown out for one reason or another.
Just Cedar Rapids?
No, Iowa.
County?
Iowa.
All of Iowa?
Oh, about 1,200. Things have slowed down because of the election. People are involved in the election and not...
Heard it with the drama.
Oh, yeah.
The meeting with the drama.
Yeah, I'm going through. Oh, yeah. But anyway, we have about another 800 that have signed online that we're trying to somehow get them to actually sign this paper petition too. We're talking, we're meeting, we're talking about what we can do to make it go viral. And one of the things that we've decided that we want to do, it's just a matter of doing it, is print some basic instructions on the back side of the petition, including where to mail completed sheets back to. We have a P.O. box just for that. And actually just mail out that petition, either by email or by snail mail, whatever, to everybody that's on our list, and ask them to get 7 more signatures. And then ask each one of those in turn to get 7 more signatures.
Pre-internet method, but it works.
Well,
I'll share
we can email
an anecdote. When my sons, who are now 41 and 42, when they were 11 and 12, we're talking about free computer. They got a Macintosh about a year later, one of those tiny little original free computer out of Iowa. They sent out random letters to youth organizations in 40 nations. A year later, they had this was right in the midst of the Cold War, 30 years ago. And their basic message was, the adults cannot communicate. They're making a mess of things. Let's get ourselves together. They had thousands of people sign on. Within a year, my sons were invited to the Soviet Union. They then became part of what was the Children of War, because the other 36 kids had actually witnessed parents and uncles and aunts being murdered in front of them. And when those kids spoke, they had such passion. They had thousands of people on board from a little newsletter sent out from Stone City, Iowa. Person to person has power, you know, and but it's about asking the right questions. Their question was, if the adults are messing it up, what can we, the youth, do ourselves? And they had such, you know, it went on for years then. They were invited to speak all over the country. And
Sure.
they still have connections with those kids who are now in their 40s.
Like, to me, when I heard off of, I think it was the news anyways, or Channel 1 at school. I heard after school, after lunch, we do Channel 1. It's after lunch. We turn on all the televisions and we listen to Channel 1. But one of the conversations they were talking about, which was Mitt Romney not having a lot of votes instead of Obama, because Obama was having 1 or 2, I believe that was. So yeah, it was just to me it was just really a thing, the way it was getting all those votes.
So as you were talking, I was thinking, well, if corporations, large corporations are doing things about fucking people.
Don't give them power.
If we were going to send out, you know,
See, you know what it is? People keep saying they have, I support Move to Amend, but by putting so much energy into corporate this, corporate that, corporate this, corporate that, we're not acknowledging our own power as human beings to connect and organize. It's kind of asking the wrong question.
How would you frame it? How would you go at it?
My vote's not for sale. I don't care how many $100 million worth of ads. So it's finding people. The interesting thing is, the problem with apathy in the United States, the corporations as they exist are so massively intelligent, so massively well organized. They know just what level of economic structure to keep in place for all of us to. Unless things get a little bit worse, no one's going to come off of their chair.
I agree.
And we can talk till we're blue in the face until enough people, I respect and honor everybody in this room, because you guys come out here year after year after year. Your commitment is unquestioned. But why isn't this room filled, pouring out the doors? Because until that apathy is, it's about asking the right questions. And how can people reclaim our power? There isn't any corporation on this planet that has one bit of power over myself as an individual, unless I give it to them.
And I'm the same way.
I can let them tell me what to eat. I can let them tell me what to buy. I can let them tell me who to vote for. But they don't know me, and they don't know my vote.
Well, I guess where I would differ with that is, it's much larger than you can't tell me who to vote for. And yeah, I have control if I have money over what I eat, but I do not have control over the influence they have on Congress and the president. And until we remove the right of corporate personhood,
This is true.
we're not going to change that.
And we'll still have war.
I can't change it. Until we get that amendment, they are going to have more power over us.
What if Obama showed up in town tomorrow? How many people would show up in the rally for him?
I have no idea.
Yes.
But I'd try to be out there with the petition.
Because people are still, thinking that this messianic thing, that some politician
We'll do it for us.
and giving away our self-responsibility.
I think we're saying the same thing.
I do.
We all need
We
to
are.
be out there.
Yeah, well, I'm not discounting the value who is
But we should open it up for other people, because this is an open mic. So thank you, everyone. Thank you. Thank you for being here. I just wanted to say that voter registration is important, and talk to everybody that you know about if they've had a change of address, if their mother's gone to a nursing home, if the college students, whatever. These forms are available or at the auditor's office. They vote to the early vote, what they call the absentee ballot. These are being sent out by the auditor on the 27th of September. It's when they start sending them out that, it's a way to make sure that your vote will get there. But if you also want to go to the polls, you can hand-deliver your ballot to the election officials. So you can have it both ways. You can only vote once, but it's something that people don't understand, that if you do choose to get your ballot in the mail, the auditor sends it to you, you aren't prohibited from going to the polls if you like that entertainment, whatever. So, anyway.
Actually, just reminded me, if you haven't signed the petition asking for our state to support the move to amend statement that removing the right of corporate personhood, we have it back there on the table to sign.
And also, I have some back issues of funny times, if anybody...
Oh, the funny times is great.
Like
Funny times. My dad has a subscription.
So do we, so I thought I'd just leave them to lay around so if people have a chance you can smile about our situation.
I should mention the auction. The auction is going to travel with us. It's going to be at People's Church Thursday evening when we do our Middle East Peace Forum. And then it's going to finish up on Friday at the Islamic Center. Final bids will be taken at 10 till 8, and we'll announce the winners at 8 o'clock that evening. That night is a potluck. You can bring any covered dish you want, dessert, main dish, side dish, to share, and bring the recipe, because we're talking about, AJ and I have cooked up this idea of having a Veterans for Peace cookbook, and we would love to have people from the community bring their recipes so that we could put it into that cookbook. So that'll be Friday the 21st on the International Day of Peace.
And what time does the potluck start?
6 o'clock. And we're going to have R&B Concessions is going to put a game tent up for us in the parking lot, and I think I've got Streamline Kids on board to come into a kids zone for us with kids games, and we're going to have an arts and crafts table for the kids, and so it's going to be a good time. And that's at the Islamic Center way out on First Avenue, almost to Edgewood Road. I don't know if you've ever been out there, but it's easy to find. You just go straight up First Avenue, and it's on the left-hand side. And any of the Veterans for Peace stuff over here on the table, it's either free or free will donation. You can sign up. There's also a petition here. Kathy Kelly talked last night out at the Islamic Center about this 2 million friends call on the UN for a ceasefire in Afghanistan. This was actually started by some youth in Afghanistan who took it upon themselves to start their own peace movement. And the 2 million friends is in honor of the 2 million Afghans who have been killed in various wars over the last 4 decades in that country. So what they want is 2 million friends of Afghanistan to petition the UN to call for a ceasefire in that country. We also have a Bradley Manning petition here. And you can sign up here for our mailings, and you can watch Jim's wonderful
slideshow.
Slideshow.